Welcome to our final video of the three-part series on Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. Today we'll discuss our GP and SL to Business Central assessment program. The objectives of the assessment are to provide you with a diagnostic around what it's going to take to move you to Business Central. This goes deeper than a sales diagnostic. We're actually going to provide you with a functioning Business Central tenant, and it's going to have your Dynamics GP or SL on-premise data in it. And we're going to show you how that works. We couple this with an assessment review document that identifies all of the existing functionality you use today and the things that are on your future state roadmap and how they can be accommodated in Business Central and other Dynamics 365 applications. As part of the assessment, we'll also provide an understanding of the cloud licensing model and the roadmap to implement, how long it's going to take, and the level of effort. Here's how our assessment program works. Typically, it's a 4-week journey, and it starts with discovery and understanding your current state, the functionalities that you use today within the on-premise products of GP and SL, and any customizations, extensions, integrations that are important to your business today. Then we go through a series of stakeholder workshops where we engage with subject matter experts around finance processes and IT as it relates to your business needs. From there, we'll do a review. We'll assess the requirements that we've gathered from the stakeholder workshops against the product functionality and do a fit gap analysis and an overall solution assessment. We come back to you at the end of this with a management review, a presentation that takes into account all the learnings we've had, the roadmap we've presented, and of course, the important show and tell with Business Central. Let's explore each of these steps in a little more detail. In step 1 in discovery, we start with a questionnaire, and the questionnaire looks at all the different technologies that you may be using today and what integrate with your ERP. This can include details such as the size of the database, the number of transactions, the third-party products that are in use, the integrations, customizations that you have, the number of users, the reporting and analytics platform that you're using, and any data that's feeding out of these systems into those reporting and analytics platforms. The questionnaire also seeks to understand your future state desires, and I think this is one of the most important parts in this journey. It's not just to take what you have, it's to say, where do we need to be in the future, and what do we need to change? What do we want to do as we look at the business and where it needs to be 3 and 5 and 10 years from now? We will review and complete a preliminary scoping call with you to make sure we understand the current state of everything you have in place. From this call, we'll be able to say whether the program you need to follow is a rapid, collaborative, or enterprise level program. Each of these 3 programs have different amounts of time that they take. Step 2 really involves engaging your stakeholders and really holding workshops to go through some of the details about your current state. And so here we're really focused on information about existing systems that impact really the ERP. And we say when we impact the ERP, the systems that impact financial and management accounting, reporting, and overall business processes. We also spend a significant amount of time talking about desired future state. What are the changes that you want to make? In this step, it's critical to ensure we have the right team members on your side, and this could include your senior team who have knowledge of the existing challenges and probably a vision for what needs to be accomplished going forward. Once we're through the stakeholder workshops, we're going to spend some time analyzing the information that we've learned. We're going to prepare a fit gap analysis that looks at your requirements versus the functionality that is provided within Business Central. And we're going to make sure we understand any gaps that come from this fit gap analysis. When we see a gap, it's often closed in one of 3 ways: a business process change, a third party, or an extension. Lastly, we'll also look at and understand the data set that you're bringing across so that we can make a recommendation on the migration approach to be used to move from GP or SL to Business Central. This may include using Microsoft's migration tools that have been built to support migration from those systems into Business Central. It may also mean that perhaps because of the structural change we're making to the processes and the data, perhaps there's data cleansing that's required. It may be better to extract data, cleanse it, and reload it, and we wouldn't be dependent on the migration tool. But this is an important part of the analysis that we will do. When we set up the review, we're going to present the information we've learned and our recommendations to you. We'll go through the fit gap to ensure your understanding of the requirements and the overall fit with Business Central. We'll also discuss the high-level scope of business processes that will be required to be integrated or interfaced with Business Central. And lastly, we'll present recommendations for any gaps and what we suggest to close them. When we get to step 4 of the process, we're going to prepare a review document, a solution assessment, if you will. And this will contain the fit gap analysis. It'll contain the scope of the processes that we looked at. Any gaps that stand out will provide a discussion around and make our recommendations for how they can be closed. An important part of the solution assessment is also providing you with a cost assessment that includes licensing as well as the level of effort to make this migration. I do want to point out that Microsoft has incentives and discounts available today for Dynamics SL and GP customers, and they've really made it quite compelling to take a look at this migration. That's something we'll discuss with you during the solution assessment. Finally, we'll present the final solution to you, and this goes through a couple of elements. We'll start with the solution assessment, but importantly, coupled with this, we will demonstrate Business Central and show you your data in Business Central. We will actually use the cloud migration tool to move your SL or GP data into a cloud tenant. And although it won't cover 100% of the final state, it'll give you a very good idea of what your business looks like in Business Central. This will include a review of the intelligent cloud and some of the insights that Business Central draws from your current data. Thanks for joining us for this video series. If you're interested in taking our GP or SL to Business Central assessment, or just looking for more information on how Business Central could benefit your business, please reach out to us.